Today's Spotlight on Naperville is brought to you in part by Welcome back to Spotlight on Naperville. I'm Nancy Wearsome, and we're going to turn our attention now to Jannie's Hope. And so glad to have you back. You were all here last year, so wonderful to see you.
Thank you.
Dr. George McCardle is the founder of Jannie's Hope. Mark Karlinski is a volunteer with Longevity. We'll hear about that in a moment. And Meg Phillips is a board member of Jannie's Hope. So we're so glad that you're here and want to hear more about the great work you're doing. You're making such wonderful progress. And Dr. McCardle, let's talk about, and I'm going to read the whole name,
Sure.
Janice Lamb McCardle Cancer Research Foundation, or Jannie's Hope.
Right.
So tell us what you're doing there.
Well, the springboard for this was my wife's passing from lung cancer. She was a non-smoker, and so we were caught very off guard by her diagnosis of lung cancer. And I felt that it would be a nice way to pay tribute to her, and at the same time do some work about improving the awareness of non-smoking lung cancer, and finding ways to create early diagnosis and treatment for it. It's a very vicious disease. In fact, Mark pointed out to me earlier the startling statistic in that 80% of non-smokers who are diagnosed with lung cancer are women. All right, I didn't realize the percentage was that high. I knew it was higher than men, but I didn't realize it was that high. And so, so we're actively trying to raise funds to do the things I stated in terms of early detection and treatment, and try and get a handle on this. It's a very underfunded area of cancer research.
Well, good for you for doing that. And Meg, I want to ask you, what drew you to Jannie's Hope?
Well, I had been friends with George and Jannie through White Eagle, and I guess it just affected me so profoundly when I heard what had happened and how quickly. And George and I were talking one night, and he had mentioned he wanted to start the foundation, and I offered my support, and 4 years later, here we are.
Wow, has it been 4 years already?
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible. And Mark, I want to ask you about longevity and how you came to be involved.
Okay, well, I have an unfortunate connection to lung cancer as well. Similar to George, my wife Lisa passed away from the disease in March of '09. So she was diagnosed in April of 2006. She was 33 at the time and went through treatment and passed away shortly before she was 37. Wow. So we came to be associated with Longevity just through the support services that they offer. Longevity is the leading foundation for medical research related to lung cancer for non-smokers and smokers as well. But we were, basically using them and working with them for the services that they offer, and then we just got further and further involved with them.
So really personal connections.
Very much.
Really personal connections. And how wonderful that you're honoring these ladies with this incredible work. So congratulations to you for that. And I want to talk about, because time is running so quickly, that you have a wonderful benefit coming up. So let's hear about that. The inaugural food and wine benefit.
Yes, we'll be, it's our inaugural. We have celebrity chefs from the area, from Rosebud, Heaven on Seven, and Sullivan's coming to make certain dishes that we're going to be pairing up with some very high-end wines. We'll be doing both a live and silent auction with some very high-end cult wine items, which I think George can explain further. But we're very excited about it. We've had a lot of information given to us, a lot of people asking questions. So we encourage everybody to buy their tickets as soon as possible and give us some support. We appreciate it.
It's August 9th at the White Eagle Golf Club
Right.
from 6 to 9.
Right.
So that is wonderful. And that supports, because you're giving some grants for research.
We are.
The funds that you're raising through this type of.
Correct. We have in the past, we've given grants to the University of Chicago, to Ravi Selgia there, and to Joe Salama down at Duke University Medical Center. And we recently did a grant with Longevity. And so we try and look for those types of programs that are innovative and will, as I said before, provide early detection for the disease. One of the things Mark and I were speaking about earlier is the big move towards genetics, that there seems to be a predisposition in many people for non-smoking lung cancer. And so if we can help uncover that genetic basis, we can dramatically change the effect of the disease.
Sure.
I would just add also to that point, you know, it's so important to increase the funding for this disease, because right now lung cancer is the leading cancer killer. If you look at all the statistics for breast cancer, colorectal cancer, prostate cancer, pancreatic cancer, lung cancer takes more lives than all of those cancers combined.
That is just an astounding statistic, Well, all the more reason we hope people come out for the inaugural Food and Wine Benefit for the Janice Lamb McArdle Cancer Research Foundation on August 9th. Thank you so much for the great work you're doing. Thank you for being here and sharing it with our listeners.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for your support.
You
Thank
are
you
so
very
welcome.
much.
And we're going to take a very brief break. When we come back, more Spotlight on Naperville, so don't go away.